Good morning from the old astronaut training center. We are here on the Space Coast because today SpaceX is launching their biggest rocket yet. It is the biggest current rocket, as a matter of fact. We're watching the Falcon Heavy launch today, hopefully. It's really fun too because it's sending up Elon Musk's Tesla Roadster with a dummy sitting in the front seat dressed in a prototype SpaceX spacesuit, and they're going to be playing what's it, Ground Control to Major Tom, Space Oddity on the radio as it rockets towards Mars. Like, what is going on here with Elon Musk? Still very exciting because this is the biggest rocket to date since, I don't know about Space Shuttle. Space Shuttle was pretty big. Saturn V was gigantic, and this is the most powerful current rocket. So it's going to be very large. It's going to have a big old rumble. And we're going to be viewing this rocket launch from the same spot that we viewed the last one from, which is the Banana Creek Viewing Complex. And we'll put a link up in the corner to the last video where we watched just a regular old Falcon rocket. So this is a Falcon Heavy, which is 3 times as powerful as the last rocket launch that we were here for. We are officially on our bus, loaded up. There are people walking down the side of the road on their way to find a spot to watch the rocket launch. There it is. There's the line of people trying to get into Kennedy Space Center to watch the rocket launch today. Just passing by the visitor complex on our way in, and they've got all kinds of stuff set up for the viewing. They've got bounce house for the kids, like a slide and stuff. And then there's the bleachers for watching. There's an American bald eagle on top of this pole here on the left.
How does that feel?
We're seeing the bald eagle nest up in that tree right there. So that this nest is the size of a king-size bed. We're walking into our spot, passing by this line, and this line is for a selfie with Bill Nye. There's Bill Nye right there. He's taking selfies with everybody. It's not really considered a selfie if they've got somebody taking your picture for you. So this is the Falcon Heavy that we're going to be watching. This is where we're going to be. Got this camera for a super wide shot from the ground as high up as I can get. And then I've got the zoomed in shot that I'm going to get with the handheld camcorder. It's gonna be windy, so there's gonna be a lot of weird noises happening, definitely. So all of these people on the bleachers over here paid for a package called the Feel the Heat package. And that got you this viewing area here at Banana Creek where we are. And a little bit later we're gonna go inside and show you guys all the food and other goodies they got inside. You can see a lot of people wearing these FH Falcon Heavy hats. That came with the package, and then they got a champagne flute too. It's pretty cool being here and seeing the news people interviewing people.
And now, joining us, Bill Nye. Come on, Bill. He's science guy. Bill, terrific. Thank you, my friend. It's all yours, buddy. Is there anyone here who, for some reason, is not a member of the Planetary Society? Wow, you guys are so weird. No. Great. So what happened was, I was in engineering school. Finished my engineering requirements, and I took one class in astronomy from this extraordinary guy, Carl Sagan. He started the Planetary Society in 1980. It was an important time. It was right when disco was giving way to new wave. Very important. And so what we do is advance space science and exploration. Are these screens working? Yeah. Anyway, well, if you saw the screens, it would be really compelling. So Carl Sagan talked about, in 1980, he talked about having a solar sail spacecraft. And this is a spacecraft, it's a really extraordinary idea where sunlight, or light, even though it has no mass, it's pure energy and it carries momentum. And you can get to this either through classical physics and pointing vectors for you buffs, or through relativity. The idea is that if you can get a low enough mass spacecraft in space and get it big enough, the sunlight will push it enough to go all around the solar system. And what we want to do is lower the cost of getting from one place to another in the solar system. And there's 2 reasons we explore space. Is we all want to know, where did we come from? Where did we all come from? What are we doing here on the Earth, for crying out loud? And the second question is, are we alone? Are we alone in the universe? And if you want to answer those 2 deep questions, you have to explore space. I claim, everybody, that if we were to discover evidence of life on another world, Mars is a logical place to look. It would change the course of human history. Mars is smaller than the Earth. It cooled off faster than the Earth. Its oceans formed more quickly than the Earth's formed, and the Martian atmosphere came into existence faster than the Earth's atmosphere. So everywhere on Earth when we find anything wet, any dampness, we find something alive. So we have found water ice on Mars. Perhaps there is something alive on Mars, and that is worth an investment of our tax dollars. Most of us now at this point cannot tell which side of the street we're standing on without looking at our phones. And that information comes from outer space. Space exploration enriches us in ways that, like no other use of our intellect and treasure, as we call it. When you interview people on the street, they very commonly will report that the NASA budget is 10% of the federal budget, of the U.S. government budget. It's actually somewhat less than that. During the Apollo era, it was 4% of the federal budget. Now it's about 0.4%. We work with the governments around the world, we work with private companies around the world, and we engage you, citizens of the Earth, in understanding the cosmos and our place within it. Because together, everybody, we can, dare I say it, change the world! Save the world! Thank you all very much.
So we're having a little bit of a delay because of upper level winds, so the T0 time has been pushed back a little bit. We're gonna do some exploring around the Saturn V building. Have a look, they've got all kinds of food to offer and drinks for the people that bought the Feel the Heat package. These are all the people that are out here. It should be noted that this Feel the Heat package might not be offered for every launch, but it's being offered for this launch because this is a historic launch, the first launch of the Falcon Heavy. They've got beer and wine available for purchase. They've got a whole section over here of what looks like ice cream. Oh no, this is more beer and wine over here. They got a huge line stanchion set up for the beer and wine table, it looks like. But included in the package was all kinds of yummy brownies and ice cream and stuff. Egg rolls inside of to-go boxes with fried rice. We were watching Bill Nye and they all ran out of food in here. They're waiting to bring out new food from the kitchen. Wow. They told me that those were empanadas stuffed with pork. She told me to try one, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm allowed to, but thank you. Off on the other area, so Banana Creek, our station is over there. This is all Banana Creek viewing, but there's another section outside of the Saturn V area. And this is all the people waiting to watch the rocket launch. Over at the gift shop for $16, they have an I was there for the Falcon Heavy launch at Kennedy Space Center shirt. Pretty neat. They have another concession stand outside, and I think the most interesting thing was you can buy moon pies out here. There's a tent over here where they got Legos and everybody's building rockets and stuff. Whoa. So just as an update, it's about 2 o'clock now. The launch has been moved back to 3:45. You can see the wind on the water here. It's all because of upper level winds that we can't even see. So up high in the sky, it's windier than it is down here on the surface. They're hoping that those are gonna die down. So you can see here in about an hour and 45, that's when they think the rocket's gonna go up. All right, so we just started loading the fuel into the rocket. So that's the first time that that has happened today. So that is a good sign. It takes about an hour and 20 minutes to load the fuel. So we are more than likely going to launch this rocket today. This is exciting. So we just saw a tweet from Buzz Aldrin, and it looked like he was in the same facility as us. So we're off to see if we can see him. He's up on a second level somewhere. So I think there's a balcony outside on this building over here. This is what we were looking for. There's Bill Nye up there. And I feel like Buzz Aldrin's up there somewhere too. Just don't know where. He was wearing red, white, and blue suspenders and a ball cap, and I'm not seeing that right now. I do think it's pretty funny that Buzz Aldrin and Bill Nye the Science Guy are up there, and there's all these people down here. It seems like nobody has any idea that they're up there. Also, Harrison Ford is somewhere, probably not in this facility, and I believe, who's the guy that saved Jazz? Ryan Gosling is somewhere around here, because he's filming a movie down here. So we just got the announcement that we are about 45 minutes away, and so far it's looking like it's gonna go up, although the wind still is definitely a factor.
Stay away a minimum of 20 feet
around that glass of that building.
Basically what he's saying is that this rocket is so powerful that it might blow out all of the glass on the building to our left.
Please join in on the countdown to launch. The louder you are, the louder the rocket will be.
What?
So as of right now, about 10 minutes ago, the clock has stopped. They're waiting to reset a new T0. So we have never seen a Falcon Heavy launch. So you're witnessing history.
Now we're loading liquid oxygen and kerosene. We do that because in order to support combustion, you need oxygen. And in the vacuum of outer space, there isn't any. So we bring our own liquid oxygen. Propellant. The team is preparing to perform the final checks of the Merlin engines.
All right, here we go, folks. Wow! 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Preparation for the upcoming shutdown in 20 seconds.
Cheering and awestruck because this is not something we've seen before.
Waiting to see these boosters coming back. Holy cow, that was so impressive. That was powerful feeling. You could feel it in your chest as it was taking off, and it brought me back to the space shuttle days. A lot of you guys might not know this, but we've lived in Florida our entire lives, so we've been to a lot of launches, and when the space shuttle was going up, it had that sort of power. This one did feel a little bit more powerful than the space shuttle, but the same noises that you heard where the air would like whap, 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 and it was like the air closing in on itself and compressing and uncompressing. It gave me goosebumps, and it made me feel so good inside, and I got speechless. That was amazing. I can't wait for the next one to happen. This is the future of space travel. This is where we're at. We only go up from here. We only go to space from here, but we've got SLS, which is the Space Launch System, which is even bigger than that rocket. Man, that was amazing. There's like a natural high that we can feel of being here and seeing a rocket leave the Earth's orbit and take Starman and a Tesla Roadster towards Mars. Like, we're headed to Mars now. I feel like I'm just babbling, but it was amazing. Very impressive. And as a cheers, they've got champagne out here for everybody to toast to a successful launch. Now that the launch is all done, everybody is queuing up to get back on the bus to go back to their car at the visitor center. That'll do it for us. And a big thank you to the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex for having us out to the Banana Creek viewing location. Couldn't have gotten a much better view than this. Even the mainstream media were over at the media site, which is about the same distance from the pad as this is right here. So we got a good view, we got a great launch, although it was delayed a little bit. Glad to see it went up, and this is the start of something new with SpaceX and the Falcon Heavy. So with that being said, we are off. We'll see you guys tomorrow. And now it's time to pay the price.